Hey, how's it going, everybody? This is John Kinney, your host for tonight's H-Town Getdown. And tonight we're going to be showing you some techniques on forcible entry. What is forcible entry, you ask? It's the act of gaining access to a structure by using force to overcome locks, doors, windows, or other barriers. And we're going to show you some tactics on how to overcome those.
Start over. How's it going, everyone? My name is Brian Martinez. I'm a probationary firefighter here with the Haligan Fire Department, and today I'm going to be going over the irons, but most importantly, the Haligan. So the irons are going to be when they're married together. You've got your flat-headed axe and your Haligan. The Haligan was created in the 1940s by Hugh Haligan of the FDNY. The goal of this was to create a one tool that had multiple uses rather than bring a number of tools with you to the door. We're going to be going over the length and mechanical advantage. So you've got your bar here. This is going to be your 30-inch bar. You've got your adze that are 6 inches long, 2 inches wide. You've got your pick or your pike that is also 6 inches long. And on the other end, you've got your forks. Your forks are gonna be 6 inches long. You're gonna have your crotch in the center here, and this can be 5 inches long. Depending on the way you're gonna be using your Haligan tool, when you're using the width of the adze and using the bar going up and down, your mechanical advantage is gonna come out to 15-1. And if we use our adze or our pick or pike and we're pulling forward and backward, it's going to be a 5-1 mechanical advantage. When you're using the forks, whether it be inward or outward swinging door, you're going to be using the length of the crotch. So that's going to give you a 6-1 mechanical advantage.
All right, so I got my irons and I've just been given the order to force this door. But before I approach my building, first I want to do a size up. So as I'm a safe distance away, I want to look at if there's any hazards, specifically overhead. So right away, I'm looking at if there's any overhead power lines, AC units, cantilevers, overhangs, anything that's going to fall on me or possibly injure us. Also, I'm looking at the fire behavior of the building before I approach it. If there are no hazards present, then I'm going to approach my building. So as I approach my building, I'm looking at the building type, the door frame type, and the door type. So here we have a metal building. We've got a metal frame door, and we also have a metal door. It is outward swinging, and that's something you want to note. The way that I know that is because I see hinges. Hinges are exposed, so I know that it's going to be opening towards me. All right, so we finished our size up, and the first thing we want to do, obviously, before we start beating down somebody's door is try before we pry. So we're going to try. That door is locked. So first we're going to try our conventional tools. I'm going to shock the door because this is going to give me clues as to what kind of locking mechanisms we have behind this door. There's going to be spots where I hit and it's going to feel solid, and then I'll know that there might be a locking mechanism right there, here, low. It'll tell you lots of things. It'll also tell you if your door is like a solid core, hollow core door. So it's good to shock. Also, when you shock your door, you might be able to cheat, and you might gain a little bit of space after door jam where you're going to need to put your adze in. So if I hit this door here in the middle, closer to your locking mechanism, you may create a crunching effect that allows you to put your adze in and just gives you a little bit easier of a time. So after I've shocked my door, I'm going to want to put my adze in 6 inches above or below the locking mechanism. Here I'm going to choose below, obviously, so I'm not working in an uncomfortable position. So I'm going to go adze 6 inches below the locking mechanism. I want to push this in until I hit that door stop. And then from there, I want to use my 15-1 mechanical advantage, and I'm rocking this tool down and up. And you see, just like that, you see that door already flexing, right? So on our actual door, if I flex that metal, it's most likely not going to go completely back to its original position like this door is meant to do. So at that point, once I crunch enough space out there with my adze, then I'm going to call my axeman. I'm going to ask him to hit, so he's going to stand in a safe position where when he swings, he's not going to hit his knuckles. My hands are out of the way, so we're going to do this safely. So I'm going to tell him, hit, 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 drive. Okay, so you see there I had him bury those adze. So once I used my 15-1 mechanical advantage going up and down, I was able to create enough space to get past that door stop and wrap the adze around the actual door itself. So now that I've overcome the jam and the stop there, I've got my adze wrapped around, and now I'm going to use our 5-1 mechanical advantage. And him and I, if I need his help, we can both pull, but I'm going to try to pull this and open this myself. So all clear? And that's how it's done, maintaining door control as well. All right, so as we know, there's more than one way to skin a cat. So obviously, if our adze are not working, we can always move on to something else. But first and foremost, we should always start at our adze because that is the most mechanical advantage, or 15-1. So let's try another way where we've got our adze in again, 6 inches above or below the locking mechanism. I'm gonna use that down and upward force to try to gap that door, right? So as I gap it, I'm gonna have my axeman kept in progress. Perfect. So I'm gonna use my forks. So I'm gonna rotate so I have my bevel towards the jamb on this. And I'm gonna bury here. I wanna put it all the way to the crotch. That's where I'm gonna get the most mechanical advantage for my forks, which is gonna give me that. Right, so we've got our door gapped, and I'm gonna have my axe man go ahead and remove his axe from there. And what we wanna do is bury this Haligan up to the crotch. Like I said, that's gonna give us the most mechanical advantage, our 6-to-1. So I'm having proper hand placement as well as the axe man, and I'm gonna tell him to hit, but before he goes, I apologize for that. As he's hitting, I'm trying to work these forks around the door to try to curve it around and catch that door. So just take note of that. So hit, 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 hit. All right, so I've got this buried to the crotch, and now we're gonna have our axe man come over here. We all wanna be on the right side of this tool. I don't wanna be pushing where I might be pushing into this door and it's gonna be kind of cattywampus, so I wanna be on this side of it and we're gonna pull. So he'll go low on the tool, I'll go high. All right, this is how it's done. All right, now we're moving on to an inward swinging door. So again, we're gonna start away from our building and we gotta look at our hazards. So first and foremost, I've been given my assignment and I'm looking at my hazards of the building. So I'm looking at any overhangs, cantilevers, AC units, power lines, and I'm looking at the fire behavior. If there are no hazards present, then I'm gonna approach my building. As I'm looking at it, I'm looking at the building type, door frame, and the door. So I see a metal building, metal frame, and we're gonna say this is a metal door. I know this is inward swinging because one, it's encased, and two, there are no hinges exposed. So I know that this door is gonna go inward. So first and foremost, I'm gonna come up to my door and I wanna take the slack out of the door. So I can do that by either booting it, just putting a boot on the bottom here and pushing, or I can even use my shoulder to give it a little more force. And I'm gonna introduce my add 6 inches above or below the locking mechanism. So boot the door, I'm gonna go 6 inches below the locking mechanism. And like I said, this is the most mechanical advantage that we have going up and down. So first I'm gonna just push down on this, and this is gonna open most of our doors. So we'll try that. So I'm already about to open this door, but for the sake of the video, we're gonna say that it doesn't work. Like I said, the adds are gonna give us the most mechanical advantage going 6 inches above or below our lock. I pushed these adds with the 15-to-1 leverage all the way down and it almost cracked our door completely. So we're just gonna focus on the adds because this is what's gonna open most of our doors. So at that point, we can even put our adds up top. And I'm gonna push inward, okay? And I'm thinking of door control as well. So I got that on the door stop right there, 6 inches above the locking mechanism, and I'm gonna push inward. Get our door control. And there you have it. All right, guys, so we went over our outward swinging door and our inward swinging door, and there are many different ways to be able to do this. We'll put a link for the QR code on this door to show you different ways that you can attack and perform forcible entry. But for now, that's it for tonight. We ran out of daylight, so I'm John Kinney, and this is H-Town Get Down.